We got married in August of 2009, and we had, the perfect idea to start a family within a year of getting married. And went a few months and nothing happened, and we had no direction of anything what to do. So I believe Blair called her doctor.
I called my OB at the time and said, we're trying, we're not really being successful, what can you do? And he told us like some different things that we could do. I would say about a year of doing those things, we decided, okay, this still isn't working, so I met with my now OB, and so they said, let's just kind of go and meet with a doctor and see what they have to say.
And went through 3 procedures, I believe, with them.
And we did that, and with no success. So he says, in that case, since we didn't get a good result with this, let's go ahead and try IVF. IVF is a big process, lots of medications, lots of needles, something that I myself was terrified of. It's a month-long process. By the time they time everything and you're on your medications for a couple weeks. One thing that we always said is that we feel like if we can make it through this, we can make it through anything. That it just kind of brought us closer together as a couple. We then came and decided that we would want to maybe foresee a different facility, and so we looked in and chose Boston IVF because they were coming and they were a new up-and-coming practice here in Evansville.
We were no longer a chart. We were not a number. We were 2 people talking to an individual about how to get pregnant instead of just here's medicines, let's see if this works. We met with Dr. Griffin, who seriously changed our life.
He could tell that we were both pretty emotional, both pretty upset and just discouraged and kind of looking for the hope of, is this going to happen for us? Are we ever going to get to experience being parents? And I was very upfront with him, and he knew I was, and that we were, and that we could say, okay, this is our last time. Like, we're having to, our insurance is maxed out. We can't do this. We have to, financially be able to still live our lives, but still want our goal of having a family and working with all of that. And I said, okay, if we're gonna do this, I want you to, this is it. Like, let's push the books on this, like, let's make this happen if we can.
Yeah, so this was lucky number 8 as far as procedures we were on with different doctors and things like that. And it was always call me so I could be the buffer to Blair. And truthfully, a lot of the nurses became so close with Blair, they didn't want to call her if it was ever negative or anything as well. So I was always the one taking the call. One of the nurses, Mandy, told us that she was going to call us direct. She actually called me from her cell phone, and as I said, I still have the note here, and because I had to write it down. And on Thursday, November 5th, 2015, at 1:36 p.m., I got a call from Mandy to tell us that we had a positive test, and that's the last thing I remember her telling me. And I started crying, and she started crying, and fast forward 9 months later, we gave birth to Brendon. It was the greatest day of our lives. So everything that we've worked for, all the nights that we stayed up crying and wouldn't speak to each other because we weren't mad at each other, we were mad at the situation. Yeah. All just got washed away by
one little boy.
Yep. Every time we went back, we would see more footprints on the wall, and it was very inspiring for us knowing that Boston IVF does work, and it does provide miracles for families that need the assistance. And the day that we got to meet Dr. Griffin and put a little blue footprint on that wall was one of the happiest days of my life.